People talk about this as a gateway drug. Do you buy that at all?
We have to understand what gateway means. So if people are saying that the majority of people who use cocaine and use heroin have used marijuana, that's right. That's absolutely right. But the vast majority of the people who use marijuana don't go on to those other drugs.
So you're saying that it's not that the pot necessarily leads to these things, it's just that's what they were first able to get their hands on and
If you want to know a gateway drug, it's tobacco and alcohol. Those are our gateway drugs. I'm really disturbed by the whole idea that whether or not something is addictive is a criteria for it being illegal. That whole logic is very flawed to me. If that's the case, for sure alcohol's got to be illegal, tobacco's got to be illegal, but pills got to be illegal. Your beloved Ambien, Anderson's got to be illegal.
beloved Ambien. But it's very easy to demonize marijuana. It has been for so long. I mean, and I think these studies are changing because more people have done it and started to see what it's like in their own mind.
It's a moralizing attitude that people have about the human relationship with
So when people ask you, is it addictive? Do you believe it's addictive?
I don't believe or not believe. I've been struggling with it my patients with it for 25 years. I've treated 10,000 addicts in my career, and probably 5 to 10% of them had marijuana addiction. And for some, that's not a big number, and it's not, as you say, it's very uncommon. They said 1 out of 11. It's nowhere near that.
Do you believe it's addictive?
That's about 9%. It's absolutely addictive, but that's not saying much. Alcohol is addictive. Tobacco is addictive. All of these things are potentially addictive. The most important thing here is that the vast majority of people who smoke marijuana, 90% do not get addicted. The vast majority of people who even use heroin don't get addicted.
And you said the statistic that the person interviewed quoted about the high THC levels, you said that's factually incorrect.
That's factually incorrect. He said that the average THC concentration in cigarettes is 30%. The average is about 5 to 6%. So that's just hyperbole. And that's what we get in this discussion. Oftentimes it's hyperbole.
We've been warned for years about the dangers of smoking, but lots of people, even kids, middle schoolers, they're still using tobacco, and of course parents are concerned. Josh Levs is here. Josh, this is a good news, bad news kind of report, right?
It is, yeah. And I approach this story as a dad, and I know you're a mom, and I look at the world that my kids are coming into. My kids are way too young to even think about smoking yet, fortunately. But I look at what's the world they're coming into, and there's a brand new report about smoking among young people in America. Good news and bad news in the big picture. Take a look at these numbers. Nearly 1 out of 4 high school students is using tobacco in some form. So it's a serious problem. But a lot of improvement since 2000 when it was about 1 out of 3 students in high school. So you're seeing a lot of improvement there. Even among younger kids, you've got middle school students who are using tobacco. We've got the statistic from the CDC, about 7% of middle school students using tobacco in some form. Serious problem. But that's only about half of what it was back in 2000. So in that sense, the big picture is good. Here's the problem. Over the last couple of years, we're no longer getting that kind of decline. In fact, we're getting close to flatlining. This country is not convincing young people to avoid smoking at the same rate that it used to. And this is what health officials are really concerned about. We're losing that improvement. Something's got to be done.
And parents should know it's not just cigarettes that we're talking about. Kids are smoking other things as well, right?
That's right. Yeah, this is part of what's so interesting about this study, too. You've got kids not just smoking cigarettes. Some are smoking cigars now. More kids, especially African-American young people, are taking up cigars. Some kids are smoking pipes. What's happened is a lot of states, to convince people not to smoke, have added taxes to cigarettes, but not to these other things. So you can save money, still smoke, still get that tobacco, and still cause health problems. Plus, some words that some parents probably haven't heard of before. A couple things kids are smoking in some cases. One's called biddies, which are these generally from India, these little hand-rolled cigarettes. Also Kretex, which are known as clove cigarettes. Some kids are smoking these things. So parents, like me, haven't heard of these before, but we need to know what these are because young people out there are smoking these in some cases.
And that's a big step. Josh, thanks.
You got it. Thank you.
When you have a hole in your neck, don't face the shower head.
Suction out your tube before you eat.
Crouch. Don't bend over. You don't want to lose the food in your stomach. Don't use spray paint.
Be very careful shaving.
Ask yourself what you will miss more, your children or cigarettes. For as long as I can remember, my mother smoked. She died from lung cancer when I was 16. I could not take the chance of continuing smoking and not being here for my daughter. I know how much I needed my mom still, and I didn't realize it until I had lost her.
You can quit. For free help, visit cdc.gov/tips.
My name is Amanda, and I smoked while I was pregnant. My baby was born 2 months early and weighed only 3 pounds. This is the view I had of her in the NICU. My tip to you is, speak into the opening so your baby can hear you better.
You can quit.
Hopefully adults could be better role models, and maybe if they were proactive in not smoking, hopefully students would follow suit, children would follow suit, and we would have no more smoking.
Thank you very much.
I believe that I don't necessarily promote it, but I mean, if people do it, I will always respect that.
I don't really find it attractive at all whatsoever, because it's just not a healthy habit. I mean, they're my friends and my family, but I wouldn't necessarily make the same life choices that they're making.
I can't believe anyone would choose to start that habit. It's a disgusting habit. Nothing good can come from smoking. The health detriment of smoking is so well documented. I can't believe anyone would back up that. Well, teenagers are going to try dangerous things, but smoking actually killed both of my parents, so I'm firmly against it. And I think, the peer group pressure, the students that don't smoke should be trying to encourage those that do.
Depending on their age, they should be able to choose whether they want to or not. That's a habit that should be decided on their own. Well, I typically don't smoke cigarettes, so personally I think it's kind of gross, the smell and things like that, but also I know that it's a bad habit and they shouldn't be doing it. I know that it's slowly killing them off, which is definitely not okay. And for the people that I love, I would tell them to stop smoking, but if they really can't, then that's not my position to tell them.
Do you smoke?
Occasionally, yeah.
What do you prefer to smoke?
I would have to say hookah.
And what do you think of people who smoke? Like, do you have a lot of friends who do it with you, or?
I can't really judge people who do, because I do myself. But it's kind of your choice. I don't really have a preference of it.
Cigarettes and hookah.
Honestly, I have no opinion about it. They made their own choices, and I don't know, as long as they don't bother me about it, I don't care.
Smoking, just in general.
I think smoking is disgusting.
What do you think that over 40% of the population here at Bishop Gorman are frequent smokers?
Do I think that that's true?
No, it is true.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, it's our stats.
Oh my God, I honestly can't believe that.
Yeah.
That's disgusting and repulsive.
Yeah. So do you think there's any way that we can combat it, or just let people do what they want to do?
I think people are going to find out later in life that the choices that they make in high school aren't exactly the best choices. I mean, if over 40% of the population here is smoking, that's 40% that have high chance of lung cancer and other.
Right swipe. It's gonna be a right swipe. This man has shaved his chest hair into a heart. Oh. You stole mine. Right swipe.
Right swipe. Right swipe. That kind of looks like my sister. It does. But I know she's not.
He's cuddling a kitten.
Oh my God, I want to eat their faces.
She's hot.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh.
That's a lollipop. Oh, that is not a lollipop. Left swipe.
Left swipe.
This must be some kind of job. If you think you're my type, put your gun in a cloud of smoke. I just left swipe. Bye bye. I just left swipe.
Left swipe that.
You gotta swipe it left.
Yeah.
You gotta swipe it
Left
left.
swipe that.
You gotta swipe it left. This is stuff I don't like, so I gotta
Left swipe that.
Look at you with your shirt off, flexing. You're buff, but you puff. Hashtag perplexing. Yeah, you work out, you're in shape, okay. I like the six-pack abs, not the six-packs a day.
Came across a photo of this green-eyed hottie. Whole nine, pretty face, tight waist, nice body. And I just couldn't overlook one small fact. She smokes like an old man at a racetrack.
This must be some kind of job. If you think you're my type, put your gun in a cloud of smoke. I just left swipe, bye-bye. I just left swipe.
Left swipe that.
You gotta swipe it left.
Yeah.
You gotta swipe it
Left
left.
swipe that.
You gotta swipe it left. This is stuff I don't like, so I gotta
Left swipe that.
Mr. World Traveler, your trips look expensive. Sitting on a mountaintop looking all offensive.
ask, how's that air up there? But based on this pic, I guess you don't really care.
Lots of chicks in the pic, not sure which one's you. Them cigarettes are taking y'all from 10s to 2s. And one thing's true about your whole crew, none of you cigarella's gonna be my boo.
Smoking with a tiger?
Let's swipe that.
While you're on a hang glider?
Let's swipe that. Smoking while acting healthy?
Let's swipe that. Smoking all stealthy?
Let's swipe that. Smoking with a duck face?
Let's swipe that. At a monster truck race?
Let's swipe that. Smoking at the prom?
Let's swipe that. Even in a photo bomb?
He don't care. Let's swipe that.
You gotta swipe it left.
Yeah.
You gotta swipe it
Let's
left.
swipe that.
You gotta swipe it left. This is stuff I don't like, so I gotta.
Let's swipe that.
You gotta swipe it left.
Yeah.
Hashtag. I'll never remember you.